Hello. This is Tarik Lewis here doing my spoiler-free review of Ghostbusters: The Frozen Empire. Let me first say this was a great attempt at following up the previous Ghostbusters film. The cast is still great, with McKenna Grace and Paul Rudd and Carrie Coon, which I feel weird saying Carrie Coon, but Carrie Coon. It was still a very great cast, and they bring back some of the original surviving Ghostbusters, which was cool. And they even bring back some of the old ghosts, the old library ghost, the old Slimer. They bring back the guy who ran the library. So they do an ode to a lot of the old school Ghostbusters elements, but it's almost like they did too much. And I think in doing that much and trying to bring together all the characters, that they kind of miss some of the charm and some of the wit we get with seeing a team of Ghostbusters grow together. Based off of the previous film, it's not an improvement. It's a bit of a slight step back. It's not a terrible film. There's very entertaining moments, and there's some very heartfelt moments, and it's very real. But I think as an overall film, it attempts to appeal to the older audience who watched it when they were kids, the older audience who watched it as adults, newer audience who may not be as familiar, and people who are familiar with Stranger Things and shows as such. And I think it kind of makes the whole thing a little clunky and discombobulated. Again, an entertaining movie, but not a very cohesive one. And it doesn't lend me to be like, oh, I'm excited to see what they do next. Not that they are going to do something next, but, with these types of franchises, if it's successful, you would think they might. And I'm just not sure what the next edition would hold or what they would do, but this one made me lose interest a little bit in the franchise as it goes forward. But again, if you're a Ghostbusters fan, if you're a fan of any of these actors and performers, and it's a ode to Ivan Reitman, I believe the film is dedicated to Ivan Reitman. That's good, and Bill Murray's still great, and Dan Aykroyd's still great, and Ernie Hudson's still great, and Paul Rudd is Paul Rudd, and the actors and the actresses aren't to blame. I don't think anyone is to blame, but it's almost like it tried to do too many things at one time. So for me, it fell a little short on what I expect from a Ghostbusters film. I think I expected a little more humor and a little more charm and a little more from an ensemble cast interacting with each other, because you could argue that there's 8 main characters in this one as opposed to like the 4 and Janine. It's just like trying to bring everyone in. So Ghostbusters, The Frozen Empire, I think I'll give it a 6.5 out of 10. I'm going to say 6.5 out of 10. Not an awful or terrible film by any means, but not a film that I would say, hey, I can't wait to see what they do next. When and if they do another film, I'll definitely still check it out to see, where it goes. But I'm not chomping at the bit for it. And that's my review of Ghostbusters: The Frozen Empire.